Hello, all you hardcores out there. How you doing? Russ here from Porky's Corner, the biggest gob in sport. I say the things on here that nobody dare say. Today we're joined by Yaz and the plastic population. How are you doing, Yaz? All right, lad.
Yeah, you're all right. In the plastic population. Hey, mate, I ended up going to Portugal in end.
Where did you go?
Lisbon.
Lisbon's 280 odd kilometres away from where I was.
Oh, okay.
Weed's legal, isn't it?
I think so. That was one weird thing. I was getting asked if I wanted weed, cocaine. Like, I must have got asked 20, 30 times walking around.
Yeah, well, the weed's legal in Portimera. It is anyway. I can't remember that Calamera or wherever where I went last August, but this year I went into Portimera and what's that there? Bowled in €20 for a proper strong cone, already rolled. And you only need one,
Yeah,
mate.
yeah, yeah. That's it. That's it. You'll be like Jean-Claude Van Damme off Kickboxer then.
Big shout out Curtis Woodhouse, he's out there. But he's out there with Adrian King sparring Steve Robinson. Uh,
Oh, okay.
he loves it out there, Kurt. So, okay. Let's get stuck straight in. Right. Big nose and Darren Till. Is it going to happen? Yes or no?
Oh no. I've got this horrible feeling. I think if the money's right and one of the Paul brothers dangled as a carrot, it'll happen.
Well, we're going to see, aren't we? But could you imagine Marvin Hagler, an Hall of Famer, coming back to fight somebody like Darren Till? It wouldn't happen, would it?
Well, those guys were killers, and to be honest, I think Froch is. But the problem is, he's nearly 50.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he looks great, but he's what? Is he 49 now?
49 next birthday.
Yeah. So, I mean, he looks good, but the problem is he hadn't fought for 11 years, and I think that's one of the things you lose your match fitness. So, and Froch always did get hit. He wasn't elusive. He used to take one to give one, and I would hate him to get in there on a goddamn Misfits show. Big Darren Till lamps one on him, and all of a sudden his legs go a bit. It'd be really sad to see that, wouldn't it?
It would, wouldn't it? That's what I'm bothered about. You see, the problem you've got is with Carl, and I always used to ingrain this in his head. I always used to say to him, you're owed, you. You're owed a pension fight. You didn't get that Chevez fight. You're owed one. And I think it rankles with him. I can't be sure, but I think these people who have got nothing careers getting mega dough, and he's had to do it how he had to do it. And don't forget, he were winning world titles and defending belts for chicken feed, against
Mm.
Pascal and Jermaine Taylor, because
Oh, and
there were no
what
money in top,
fights?
eh?
What fights were they like? They were Marvin Hagler level fights. Well, look back at them. Pascal and Taylor. Wow, Pascal. That were unbelievable. That was one of the first fights where I went from being proper Calzaghe to like drifting over. I started noticing Froch at that point. I was like, wow, that guy against that Pascal, that were an amazing fight. And look what Pascal went on to do after that.
He
You know
done
what I
Great
mean?
Kono, didn't he? And Dawson. He took Dawson's old pound for pounder, didn't he?
Yeah. I was writing about it earlier. I'm trying to get my head around what Froch is doing because I came on your show talking about Froch and why he's doing what he's doing now. And I was
Well, what you've
thinking,
got to understand, and let me just start with that. I don't mean to interrupt. Right, first thing for Froch, right? Froch is money orientated, right? If you owe him a pound, he's gonna punch your face in, and he's not bothered if you sat in pub with your mates or you sat outside your house. He will come and do you in if you owe him money, right? He's very serious about money, so he's obviously found an angle with his YouTube channel to get loads of views. But he's only a more popular version than me, but wording it a bit better. I go after him. He wants to go after him, but don't go too close to knuckle like me. So technically, it's about views and him earning because he ain't got his Sky wages coming in, has he? 160 grand a year for 80 dates. So he ain't got that dough coming. So he's got to make that up with his YouTube, hasn't he? And he's got to get after that. Who is it? He's tech guy. So he's behind the door, but he does earn all right off it. But he's got sponsorship and all that. So he's got something else coming in besides all his other stuff. But he's money orientated. But he's took my concept. Everybody knows it and made it his own. I didn't have a problem with that. I was buzzing off it, and I still am. But show a little bit of respect. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, why not give you a name drop? Why not say oh because
Because,
he
yeah,
started getting really popular when he was doing the John Fury
oh,
impressions.
yeah, yeah.
But
Well, he did give me a name. If he has given me a few name drops, but it also, when you're trying to put big fights on, like he's trying to do, he's trying to stay squeaky clean. I'm kiss of death. I'm not bothered about that. I'm comfortable. I have a good life, me. I'm happy, right? But I can't stand bullshit. And if you want to be two-faced with me, collect your cards and piss off. I won't put up with that. Now you can't say to me, I'm going to have you on my channel for over 18 months, every other month, telling me. And then when it comes down to it, and I'm like, well, what are we fucking going here? What are we doing here with this? Oh, well, you're a bit out there and I'm trying to get on at that zone. Fair enough. Well, don't call me out on your channel. That's all. But I ain't got a problem with him sticking it to this lot because they need it sticking it to him. And that turkey as well. Froch had to put him in line. But then once he got a smell at dough, they went running out there to be his mate. That ain't Russell. That's not Russell, that. That's him, not me. You know what I mean? But why he's doing it is very simple. It's money. He loves money, doesn't he? If he fights Darren Till, it could be difference for him being in a 3 million quid house and a 6 million quid house. I don't know. You don't know what goes through people's heads, but when you're knocking around with people who've got a bit more dough than you want to be like them, don't you? Do you know what I mean? So Froch is knocking about with he knocks about with some very wealthy people. He just might want more dough, or maybe he ain't got as much as what he makes out. I don't know, but when you've got the missus, the kids, and the private schools, and the houses, and the cars on the drive, and a good YouTube channel, who cares anyway? Why would you want to go in ring again and get your teeth knocked out and your nose bent?
yeah, well, it's like, you know what? I were on plane coming back and I watched that Robbie Williams documentary. Have you seen that where he's a monkey all the way through it?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, he's an
And
idiot.
so I was thinking because he said he was quite embarrassed. He's in that 12-step program at end, and he's basically got everybody's most people's dream life, and so is Froch. And it's never enough because they've got this hole in them, a need of validation. And I think Froch has got that ism that Robbie Williams has got. Like he don't feel enough, so he's always chasing everyone else's love. Like you can see it. That's why he's going around to these events and all that. And would I love to see him smash Darren Till up? Yeah, of course I would. I think it'd be brilliant. I think, look, one for the old guys, one for the over 40s. Go in there, Darren Till, you know what I mean? Mouthy, Scouse lad. Be brilliant. But I would hate, he don't need to do it. He's completed boxing. He's completed it. You don't need to do it. So I'd say to him, forget about the money, Carl. Nothing's ever going to be enough. There's always going to be another Carrot. There's always going to be another Jake Paul. Those people don't care about you. Listen to people who do care about you. His wife will be telling him not to do it. His brother will be telling him not to do it. This is just my opinion. I don't know him, but I'm
No,
making an
no, no,
educated
mate,
guess.
listen to me. The brother and the wife will do what Carl says. They won't be telling him. He tells them.
Okay.
So, but Rachel will probably not want him to fight. But Darren Till, it's hardly John Pascal or Taylor, is it? I mean, if you look at his them fights up to winning world title, Robin Reed, Brian McGee, Pascal, Taylor in first defense in America, pound for pound superstar, and then after that you've got Dirrell, Super Six Olympic bronze, and then Kessler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Glenn Johnson waiting for it in wings. Arthur Abraham, a roadman killer. You could go on and on and on, can't you, about his CV? And that's
Yeah,
only.
you can. And he
But
also passed not just the CV, Russ, but the eye test. Like, go watch his fights. The guy's got balls the size of King Kong.
yeah, he has, yeah.
He
Yeah, yeah.
passes every test, the eye test, the CV test, and every coach that speaks about him lauds him.
Yeah.
You hear Domingo talk about him, you hear Joe
Only
Gallagher
because he
talk
wants
about
to
him.
train him for Till fight.
Oh God.
That's all it is, mate. Well, that's all it'd be. Dominic could train him up there on quiet with doors shut so board couldn't see. That's all it's for,
Do you
mate.
not think McCracken would get involved, or do you think he'd
Oh,
tell
yeah,
him,
McCracken wouldn't be able to, would he?
oh, because of his involvement with the
Yeah.
amateurs?
Yeah, so Dom's there. He's not doing no at the moment. He'd be straight up there like a rat up a drain pipe, squeaky flex, if he could get a few quid out at Cobra. And it would be a few quid as well. It'd be 2 quid. So, okay. So I don't think that fight's going to happen. Personally, I don't, unless they give him a big offer. But no, I mean, he's gone from wanting to fight Jake Paul to, yeah, get on the Misfits with Darren Till. That's where he's at in his life. How have we got? My argument is this: a guy with such an impressive CV, mega impressive, best CV since Lennox Lewis in this country. He's got such an impressive CV, and he's turning up at Misfits events with scripted bullshit with Darren Till. That's where we're at. He wouldn't have gone there if he weren't invited. So,
No, he's got. I wrote here earlier. My final point on this that I've all got to say is, if he listens to this, or if anyone knows him listens to this, I personally think Froch is going to find. He'll quench himself if he becomes a Rob McCracken character. Go pass on the knowledge and your experiences to some young lad, some prospect that needs it and needs help. He'll get more fulfillment out of that kind of relationship than anyone blowing smoke up his ass online or at a boxing event. Froch should go into coaching for me. Give something back. He's cracked life. He's cracked boxing. Go give something back and it'll fulfill you. It'll sustain him.
won't happen, mate. I'll tell you a reason why it doesn't happen. I'm going to touch on the Clinton Woods syndrome. Clinton Woods, years ago, obviously, we did from day one to day dot. So from beginning to end, Clinton was start training people. He got his gym, and Dennis stuck knifing on Chris Smedley and said to Liam, "Listen, go train with Clinton." That's the bottom line. So Liam Cameron left Chris Smedley, went to Clinton Woods. That's the bottom line. Clinton can't get up for training people because he used to be like Froch, a gym rat. Now, when he's ringing Liam up, Liam, what are you? You've not turned up for a training session. I hope Clinton, Liam, thick as pig shit. I hope Clinton, I've dropped a tin of beans on my foot. Clinton's like, oh, have you? All right, no problem. Shot straight round to house. Show me a tin of beans that you've dropped on your foot while you're making your breakfast. Show me empty tin of beans in bin. They want one, mate. Bullshit. So Clinton can't put up with that. If you want to be a boxer at the high end, you've got to put them shifts in, training sessions, running sessions. And eventually something happens and it clicks. One day you're in the ring, you might only be English, British level, but something will happen and you'll end up dropping somebody world class. Or something will click and you'll put in a mega performance and it'll all be because of the work you've put in. Clinton can't get his word across, and your Frotchers, they can't get their words across to this next generation because first sign of anybody not wanting to put any effort into the sessions, they lose interest, world champions. Do you see where I'm coming from? I don't know if
Yeah.
you've heard this off other people who've been champions and tried to train fighters, but that's what happens. That's why usually the best trainers are them that weren't, well, top end boxers. I know that sounds harsh against some trainers, doesn't it, who didn't make it as tough boxers, but that's how I look at it.
Yeah, sometimes best trainers don't have that in them. It's the same with football, right? The best managers weren't great footballers, so they've got more patience. I think it's a really good point. I, I only see it ending in disaster the way it's going for Froch with his channel, with the comeback. If he keeps looking for this kind of being a validation whore and not owning who he really is, which is somebody who's completed boxing and all the hardcores can't do nothing but respect him, he'll end up losing everything he's worked so hard for.
Well, everything he's stood for, he's undoing it now. You see where I'm coming from? So you see why I can't have them sort of people in my company, Jazz.
Yeah, well, you don't take any prisoners, do you?
Well, no, if somebody's going to say something to me, it's like Dennis would say something to me. Don't you remember? In another week, we're going to be doing this. I said, oh, okay, Dennis, let me make a note in my phone. Week later, I said, I thought we were doing this. Oh, I got let down. I said, you're full of shit like the rest of people in boxing. I ain't got no time for shit talkers because there's enough of them in the world circling around. There's mainly most of them are in jail fantasists, but mainly in the boxing industry as a whole.
Yeah.
99.999% reoccurring of them are absolute bullshitters. For example, Sam Jones is running around telling people he's Daniel Dubois' manager. No, he is not Daniel Dubois' manager. He is somebody that's helping Stan Dubois, old man Dubois, and Daniel get their point across of how their son's doing in his career. He is going to be just the guy that goes on Stomping Ground, IFL, Boxing Social, DAZN, Sky, and does all the interviews. The Sunday sermon, Monday mass, Titty Tuesday, Wendy Wang, and the Thursday Fanny Froch. That's what he's going to be, him. Sam Jones. But he thinks he's like big mover and shaker, doesn't he? He thinks he's a mover and shaker, he has, doesn't he?
That's amazing.
No, he does though, doesn't he? He
It
does, but
is.
really, do you know what his job detail is? Well, hey, listen, I always give him loads of stick down our Big Malk with his sat behind his giant bins and his big desk. Everything's massive in his life except his bank balance. But Big Malk called it. Sam Jones is just there to get the Johnny Nelson horsecock. He called it horsecock. He's just there to paper over the cracks and smooth the transition and be that buffer guy who's going to report back and tell loads of tales to them lot at Queensby who are going to then report back to Bricktop. That's
Yeah.
how boxing's always been.
He's well, he's on Bricktop's payroll. He's basically on their payroll. Is
Well,
that
listen,
right?
all right, if he's a manager, is he getting X amount percentage off the bar? No, he is not. Don Charles didn't even get that, mate.
Mm.
McCracken didn't even get a percentage off fucking Joshua, but he had him from beginning. But McCracken did off Froch from first fight to last one. 10% all the way through, pop, pop, bang. You know what I mean? But getting back to
It's a poor man's Eddie Hearn, in it? Because
yeah,
Frank
it's
Warren's never going to be able
Eddie
to.
Hearn.
Yeah, it's a poor man's Eddie Hearn. Because
Well, what you got to
Frank,
look at it like this is every time you see Sam Jones, right, all he's doing is slipping inside Bricktop's underpants, and Eddie's in every interview. He's the only man I know that can be a police informant and a villain at the same time. You know what I mean? And keep them all happy in the same room. What price would you put on his head, him? What price would buy him? Anything, mate, because whenever you've got somebody that's going to tell tales on somebody to one promoter and then tell a totally different story to other promoter and be running around making out he's everybody's mate. Listen, watch it unfold because when it comes out about him, he'll be down the road him. And I've seen people like him come and go in boxing. They just talk as a good game. That's all they are. Talk a good game. If he wants to get at it, get in touch, Sam. Let's get on a Misfits. Let's get on it.
You and Froch on the same bill.
Yeah, me and Sam Jones on a Misfits. Me at chief support, obviously. Now, listen, obviously damaged my hand on in Portugal, so I'm going for an operation tomorrow on my tendon under general
Oh, okay.
anesthetic. But once I get my hand back, I've obviously going to dust Big Ron on Fight Zone. Right, we his charity fight, and then if Sam Jones is up for it, I'll punch him all over. Sam, I will punch you all over, and you know it. So stop being stupid, hiding behind your Botox.
Would you do it, Russ? Would you if they offered you some money? Because I could see that
I
happening.
will
Would
take
you be
it.
up for it?
I will be up for fighting Sam Jones for charity. It's like I told Dennis, get that money in Harvest PCA bank account, send me a screenshot, and I'll turn up with my gloves and we'll get at it. Then we'll go for a pint after. Do you know what I mean?
Hey,
Or what? Hey,
you'll do some views, mate. You'll do some views
me and Dennis,
for sure.
yeah, Dennis can fight. I'm not behind the door, am I? But Dennis can fight. So Brian ain't really bothered about this. All them jabs and dead legs and dead arms and waxing perspex he used to give me. Well, he can have it all back, can't he, when we get in ring?
I I thought that today when I was thinking about coming on here. I thought, boxing with this Misfits and how they're all turning up at these Misfits shows. Connor Ben were there, Dominic Ingle were
Joe
there,
Egan
Cal
were there
Froch.
begging bowl out, wasn't he? Thinking he's going to
Yeah.
get a fight with Mickey Theo, two men 60 that have never had a fight.
And like we were saying on one of our chats, how boxing's kind of going WWE
Yeah, well, it is, isn't it now?
now,
And I got hammered for
and
saying
and who's going to love it? You what?
Bean's going to love it, isn't he?
Oh, but he's going to love it. But the new Vince McMahon, Eddie Hearn, the new Vince McMahon, he's going to love it. Mate, he'll be on a fight card. You watch, Eddie Hearn will fight on a Misfit. He'll fight Frank, Frank, the lad who works for him, who's married to Eubank's
Frank
sister.
Smith, yeah.
Yeah, he'll fight Frank Smith and it'll be rigged. He'll do him. Them two will fight. Yeah, you should start calling out Eddie Hearn. What about that?
Me
You and
against
Eddie
Eddie.
fighting.
No, he'd have too long a reach on me. Only a 5'8" against a 6'5". Be hard work
Just
for me when he Eddie with them long legs.
get inside, Russ. Just get inside.
Inside, you know what I'd have to do with him? I'd have to jar him on one of his dodgy legs and just get him on the floor and just bite his ear off or something. Wouldn't I?
Yeah, well,
You know what? Do you know what? I'm kind of like feeling a little bit sorry for Eddie at the moment because, and obviously I get to hear things behind the scene, right? Look, Eddie at the moment, he ain't really got much power in boxing at the top end. He can't get Joshua a fight. He's been a year out of action. A year out of action,
mm,
Joshua now, hasn't he? Right? You can't get him a fight. They can't get the Fury fight put together. I mean, Eddie's such this great promoter. He's been making Wilder against Joshua for 10 years, and been making Fury against Joshua for 12 years, 13 years. So, no seems to be happening with Eddie at the moment. It looks to me like Turkey and them have squashed him out. I think he's been uh, sent packing, me. If not, what fights is he putting on? What's he putting on for Conor Benn, who fights in UK? And he's fighting at UK again. That'll be two on trot. And who's the other guy he's got? Dylan White, he's left him. And Joshua is inactive a year. So what is Eddie Hills doing apart from tossing it off in Monaco as a tax
that,
exile?
that's a really great point, actually. And you've just made me think about something there with that point is, they always say Frank always gets his man. Like, if you cross him as a boxer, he'll get you. And
Yeah.
he's done that with all of them and he'll ostracize him.
Yeah.
He's doing it with Eddie, isn't
Crawford
he?
Ashley.
Obviously, he's doing it with Eddie now.
Yeah, he did it to Crawford Ashley. And he's doing it to he's done it to Dylan White. He got even with Chris Eubank Senior, didn't he? I mean,
Yep.
Chris Eubank Senior's only five defeats on his record. Two against Steve Collins, one against Calzaghe, two against Carl Thompson. They all came on bricktop shows. They didn't come on Barry Hearn shows. Barry
Yeah.
Hearn were feeding him dustbin men that were 20-0 with padded records. Do you know what I mean? For
Yeah.
years and years. There were no box rec in them days, were there?
No, and he didn't just get beat; he got damaged in that Carl Thompson in those Carl Thompson fights. So yeah, he did a number on Eubank Senior. But I like Eubank Senior. Do you like Eubank Senior, Russ? You like him?
I don't mind him. I've met him a couple of times. I don't mind him. He's a bit eccentric.
Yeah. He's eccentric, but I liked him. Do you know what? And I was thinking about some stuff and boxers right now, and I know Fury and all this kind of stuff. But I was thinking one thing I love about boxers is boxers with heart. I've always got a spot for a boxer with heart, like Froch, like Eubank Senior. Just somebody you go, wow, I admire that. To be able to do that, to keep getting up, to
Yeah.
always fight no matter what. Because there's a lot that don't have it in them, and it's disappointing, isn't it, when you look at them and they take the money and you think, oh, I paid for my pay-per-view, and you're just gonna go out like that. Oh, okay.
Mm. What I want to know now is this, right? We've got Adam Smith on Talksport at the moment, this go-to guy. 7 hours ago, he's done an interview with Talksport, and Adam Smith's coming on about ring rust could be a problem, meaning Joseph Parker against Wardley. Why are the boxing establishment, something like Talksport, the flagship for boxing at the moment, so everybody's saying, why are they going to Adam Smith for opinions on that when the man's never thrown a punch in his life? And he's been running around for the last few years making out that he had cancer and that. If he had cancer, so why didn't Sky give him a big send off after 29 and a half years? So I want to know why they're going to Adam Smith, Mr. Bean, Superbean, for an opinion on Joseph Parker. And the title is Ring Rust Could Be a Problem, says Adam Smith. What, is Adam Smith like ex-champion or something? Is he an ex-welterweight king or something, or contender? Well, why is he still in the
It's
mixing?
that
Why are we still listening to that piece of shit, that born liar, Adam Smith, the born liar, debt-head gambler. Debt collectors going to Sky Sports to fill him in. That's why they got rid of him, allegedly. But nobody wants to talk about it, do they? Horsecock, why don't you come out and tell us the truth about what happened? Because you know, and your pal knows, Jug Ears as well at Talk Sport. Pair of you know. So why don't you come out and put us all out our misery? Because I'm sick of seeing Adam Smith, the old Palzac, slipped in on Talksport by Jug Ears. Everybody wanted to look after everybody. We've had 29 and a half years of Adam Smith and his bullshit. There's the respect. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to see any more Superbean on Talksport. Get him gone, Judge Jordan, or I will make an example of you all when the ice breaks. I'll be waiting.
The voice of boxing.
Yeah, Adam Smith, that's what he's called himself, and the voice of lying. 29 and a half years at Sky, and you beat cancer, but yet they haven't even give you a send-off party. What's all that about, Superbean? 29 and a half years, they gave Dave Clark one, he was only there 2 minutes. Didn't he, am I right?
He beat cancer, but he didn't beat the bookies. He didn't beat the bookies.
Nobody beats the bookies.
Nobody beats the bookies.
Nobody beats.
You're right, though, Russ. You're right. They're up his arse at the moment at Talksport, and I'm thinking, why is that? And you know what? Probably behind the scenes, Saudis probably absolutely love Adam Smith because he presents well, he comes across well, he'll know exactly what to say.
Yeah, he's
knows how to be.
Man, he's hanging around like a bad smell to get a sniff for the Saudi Reddies. That's why he's hanging about, Bean.
Yeah, he's very corporate friendly when he's not, losing his mind with a bookie, but allegedly. But it's, you know what it is? You know what's going on? People talk, don't they? Especially in boxing, they'll all be talking. Have you heard he's got that gig? Have you heard he's going to sign that contract? And then what does it become? Like Eubank said, like Seb, was it not Seb or I forget which one of them said it, but it's the go along to get along. So now Adam Smith, everybody's favourite because he's getting the DAZN money, he's getting the DAZN gigs, DAZN are getting the Misfits. DAZN are probably going to pump so much money into this, make it the new WWE or whatever, morph it all together. Adam Smith could have another 10 years at this. And so they all want to be his best mate now. So it's the go along to get along, Gan. The voice of boxing. And he was brimming. He was loving it, was Adam Smith when he was on there. I saw some of that. And it was, I was thinking, wow. He went from everybody not wanting to talk to him or be associated with him to now he's everybody's best mate again.
Yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens when you get a position on a certain platform. All of a sudden, everybody's stuck right up you. But it's not so long ago that Bean were hanging around like a bad smell at Queensbury shows near Ring and waiting to say goodbye to one of Bricktop's kids. What's all that about? Could you imagine the ex-head honcho of Sky? I mean, if he were at Sky, he wouldn't give a shit who were at the show. If he was still running Sky Superbean, he wouldn't be bothered. What are you doing? Oh, I'm just waiting to say goodbye to George Warren. Wow, we've been there an hour at door. George is busy. He's in a meeting. Do me a favour, Bean, and get out the sport. You're a fraud, an absolute fraud. Car crash of a geezer. I don't mind people who've got gambling problems and drug problems and drink problems or whatever problems. But when you're spinning knackers like that, I have a problem with that, Bean. And if I'm telling lies, get all your pictures up then. Let's see you having all your chemo and that. We don't see note about that, do we? You born liar.
Well, why are footballers banned for gambling? Why are commentators not? You know what I mean?
Well, no, what you're missing here is, right, gambling problem. Listen, this is the point, people. I get stupidness sent to me after videos every single day. So let me just spell it out to dummies out there that are thick. I use most of them, half of my family. Right, if he's in a prominent position at Sky, right, he's the head of boxing. Where he doubles up and keeps his hand on the pulse, Superbean, he grabs that mic. So not only is he a behind-the-scenes man at Sky, he's got hold of that microphone. So he's in a strong position because if there's a close-ish fight, but the promoters want a rematch, well, he's your guy that's going to kick it off, innit? There's the respect. He gets promoters in ring and he says, oh, Frank, Eddie, could it be a rematch? I'd like to play it against Sam and all that nonsense, don't they? He's that guy. And how many rematches have we had in the last 30 years at Sky? And how many has it been down to him? Now, if he's got gambling problems and people are going to Sky to collect money that they borrowed him, right? He's vulnerable in the sport of boxing. That's why he got sacked at Sky. He weren't let go. He was sacked. So why don't Horsecock and all the rest of them come out? They're all protecting their own interests, aren't they?
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if Bean owes them all a few quid and they've got to put him to graft. Look, moral of the story is he was never for me anyway. I never liked him when he used to go up to Ingle Gym 30 odd years ago when he first started at Sky. I never liked him then. You know what I mean? I thought he was creepy then. He was warned at Sky by Chris Brown. Stop getting too close to that lot at that Ingle Gym. And what happened? Bean went above them all, didn't he? He got rid of Chris Brown and got his fucking job. But don't forget, Bean's old man were a big noise there, wasn't he, at Sky Sports?
He'll have a list. He'll have a list now. He'll be coming
Yeah,
for some
listen, let me
people.
tell you this, but he's out on his ear there now. He's out on his, and quite rightly so. If he's got gambling problems and he's head honcho at Sky Boxing and he's got that microphone in his hand, he's got fucking best of everything. I mean, it wasn't long ago he was fucking roaring his eyes out of him when he went running to Matchroom for a job doing darts commentary with that in debt. So why don't people just come out and speak the truth? Why don't Superbean come out and do an exclusive on IFL? Because every time I pipe up about something, he pipes up with photographs or something. Get your chemotherapy on internet, Bean, and get explaining yourself why you really got sacked at Sky, you shit house. Right, Rhino's show. Rhino's put something out. He's saying they've done 8,000 tickets. Well, that's good, but he hasn't done that. But it's weird. Let me just send it to you. It's worded like he's done them. Let me see if I can find it here. Hang on a minute. Hang on. Yes. Right. Here, have a look at that.
Are you sending me a message?
Yeah, it's on your WhatsApp now. Have a quick look.
All right, 2 secs. Let me just have
You
a
want me
look.
to read it out?
Yeah, read it out
I'll
because
read it
I'm on my
out
phone.
then.
Go on.
Rhino. Been told we are approaching 8,000 tickets for October 11th, which is good for Sheffield. When the fight was announced, me and Eddie half joked nobody might turn up. So to be 5 weeks out and nearly 8,000 tickets sold, I'm over the moon. Yeah, but Rhino's not done the 8,000. It's a massive stat card as well, isn't it? I have 40 quid ticket left and 60 tickets left, and you best believe I will be trying to sell the full arena out. And if I do, nobody will ever hear the end of it. Message Team Rhino to join. So if they've done all them tickets, that's really, really good. I'm impressed. But let's have it right. We is not I. All right? Because he never did more than 7 tickets as a Dennis Hobson fighter. So, all right. So I just want to get that out. But that show, what do you think about the show? Yes.
Well, I honestly I've got a bit of a soft spot for David Allen. I like him, so I do. I said to you, I hope he wins. I don't think he will because I think unfortunately, like come off the hour, whatever is in his head, he goes missing. So far, I'm just going on evidence. You'll have to tell me the show, Russ, because I don't know it, but I'm not. I'm
Right, well,
not up
this
on
is
his
the
fight.
show. I'm Hamza Udin, ranked 86 against TBA. Then we've got Joe Howarth, ranked 242 against Kane Baker, ranked 1069. Then we've got Connor Tudsbury, ranked 333 against TBA. Then we've got a 128 guy, again, Ibrahim Suleiman against a 301 ranked guy, James Cherry. Then we've got a 72 ranked guy, Junaid Boston, against a 154 ranked guy, Bilal Fawaz. Then we've got Josh Padley ranked 24 against Reese Bellotti, 71. Then we've got Dave Allen ranked 77 against Makhmudov ranked 31. So we haven't got the highest ranked guy we've got on the actual show in the world rankings is 24. So this is a matchroom show on DAZN, and the highest ranked fighter on that show is 24. The second highest is 31. That's Makhmedov. And that's it. And then after that, you're looking at rankings 70 odd up to 1100 nearly. So the actual
Yeah.
show is piss. They'll all be fighting on for brass tacks. They will be fighting for, let me tell you, for brass tacks. There's two TBAs on there. So what we got two for one, two, three, four, 7 fights and two TBAs on there. So it's 5 fights at the moment, yeah? And 5 weeks.
So in my head, I'm thinking, have they given them away, or now like Dave didn't sell a ticket. He didn't used to have a YouTube channel. So as his YouTube, is he? Because I know he's doing. I'm just looking here. He's doing lives every day. Is that having
Well,
an
he's got
effect?
to do,
Is
hasn't he?
his
Because
you?
he's got to keep his paymasters happy, hasn't he? He's got to be a performing monkey. He's going to have to perform out of his skin selling this. David's going to have to do it all, and I start acting daft and being village idiot. He's going to have to do all that to appease a man that actually shafted him for 6 years, Eddie Hills, a man who turned his back on him. But yet now we've got David wanted to swap spit with him. Why is that?
The buns. The buns.
There you go. So are we saying that people can lose their mind around a pound note? Of course they can. Of course they can. I've been sat in a certain trainer's gym. I won't want to mention his name on here because I don't have it with him now. And this guy's trained champions, world champion, or one couple of world champions actually, if you count females. And I've seen him absolutely torture people with his mouth. And then a certain person who had been torturing phoned him up and they were nice as pie. And I was like, wow, sometimes it takes a lot to get your head around boxing. Because when you go to a boxing show, I don't know if you ever noticed this, you go to a boxing show, like Sam Jones. I remember sat years ago, a few years ago, and I remember somebody like Sam Jones coming into arena and he was talking to one of Eddie's lot. And they were high-fiving and this and that. And then once he turned away and walked over, I thought, oh, they seem all right. And then one of Eddie's lot turned around and said about this certain ex-fighter. He said, oh, what a prick he is. And I thought, wow, you've just been high-fiving him. That's what boxing industry's like, just so you know.
Mm.
You know
A lot
what
of
I
seat
mean?
warmers, right? A lot of seat warmers at those fights.
Yeah. Well, there's a few seat warmers on this Dave Allen show, isn't there, here? Uh,
Yeah, there might be. There
Kane
might be.
Baker. How is Kane Baker still getting work? Uh, I don't know. He keeps losing, doesn't he? But it is what it is, isn't it?
Has Liam Cameron took a fight yet? Have they got him someone?
Yeah. Liam's got. He's fighting.
I'd have thought he'd have been on that show. I'd have thought they'd have tried to get him on there.
I'll tell you, the kid's name Michael Summit. I think it is.
Why didn't they get him on
Michael
that? That'd have been a
Ellison. Michael
my.
Ellison, 15-8. I mean, Liam Cameron, right? His last 4 fights, he's gone 0, 2, and 1. So he's had 2 losses and a draw in his last 3 fights, right? So I don't even know what's going on with Liam at the moment.
He's
But
got a new YouTube channel as well. That's what
yeah,
it's doing.
well,
They're
good
all
luck to them.
becoming
They all want to eat off my
WWE.
plate, don't they?
Yeah, that's where it's going now. I mean, fair play. They're trying to make
Do you know what
a
I said
dollar.
to Liam? If you look on my videos on my channel, the first ever interview, the first or second, I think the first one was with Liam, or second one. If you go up onto my videos, at the beginning, it'll say oldest video. Go look on my second video, Liam Cameron. That was came into Dennis's office, right, to film. 50 10 Dennis says, you need to get down and get some videos done, Liam, get some tickets sold. You're not selling tickets. So you've got Liam Cameron. Fifth time I got him on that. It were hard work. You couldn't get him out of bed. And if anybody tells me he's running now, they're liars, you know. Some boxers just don't run. They think they
Yeah,
can do the cardio want bag and that. Look,
no.
he's never ran in his life, him. He didn't win hour at big runs. Never ran in his life at all. Never. Joshua's not run for the last 4 years.
Yeah, I don't think you can replace running. Running, it's a non-negotiable. It's just a non-negotiable.
Yeah, do you want to go on to part two, kid?
Let's do it.
I'll see you on part two. Pop, pop, bang. Thanks for liking and subscribing, leaving a comment. Go on, booyaka.